If you've been chronically online for the past couple of years, there's a good chance you've probably seen this out of context clip.
San Francisco is gone now.
That was for the good of all Americans.
That came from Vanquish, released back in October 2010, made by Platinum Games. Quick side tangent, I love this company in every game they make. Most of the time. Most of you know them from Metal Gear Rising, Nier. Others, myself included, know them from Bayonetta.
We make your eardrums bleed.
I just shoved a nuke up my pussy.
And for Platinum's third game, it's easily their most underrated one aside from Mad World or Transformers Devastation.
I still don't understand why a city has giant saw blades all over the place.
Are you a city engineer?
Well, I'm not a city
Well, then shut the fuck up.
The year is 2000XX, and Eggman is a pissed off Russian. Instead of pissing on the moon, he aimed lower and hit San Francisco.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo.
And nothing of value was lost, really. Yo, holy shit, is that Hillary?
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
You play a Slipstream Sam, who's basically John Wick in Spartan armor. As an operator of DARPA, your goal is to turn off the giant boiling piss laser before it hits New York, assist Spike Spiegel and his men get there, and save the professor that created your suit.
Not even scratched. You did get some training in this thing, right?
Our simulators are very thorough.
That's bullshit, because the only training I did was look up and down. When starting off, go ahead and increase the sensitivity of everything because the default camera speed is ass. This is all to prepare yourself for the game itself. The best and most accurate way to describe the gameplay is Metal Gear Rising with guns. Sam's suit can do a lot of things, like see enemy weak points, show his ammo count, jack him off, but the main thing you're going to be doing is sliding. Not only does sliding make you look cool as shit, but you're also faster than enemy gunfire and you're able to activate bullet time while aiming in. You can also activate it while dodging and aiming in too. Pretty quickly you'll master the slide and bullet time, and then you'll start doing shit the game never even told you about, like how you can slide out and into cover, or you could hop over cover and activate bullet time there. All of this is tied to the meter down in the right, and if it hits 0, his suit has to go on a cooldown.
This is starting to sound like a bad video game.
On top of these moves, he's also got a melee hit that instantly puts your suit in cooldown. At first it seems useless because that drawback is so drastic, but what the game doesn't tell you is that it's cool as fuck once you figure out you can slide attack off of enemies, shoot and be suspended in mid-air, getting headshots off on everything.
Oh, fuck yeah! This is the shit!
For some of the bigger enemies, you can hit them with the 100 Fist Rush, or unleash the power of a Mitsubishi Eclipse full of Laotians on their skull. Now as you can tell, Sam is a cool character, and all cool characters have a nicotine addiction. Even in the face of imminent death, he'll need to smoke. His addiction comes in handy during gunfights because you can sheath one back while behind cover and throw it. This will distract the enemies for a while, causing them to shoot at it. Because if it's one thing the Russians hate more than Sam and the Marines right now, it's a litter bug. Your suit, your fist, your guns, and an unlimited pack of new points is all you need to be a one-man army. The only thing I don't like about the game is the visuals. After 1 and 2, you'll be fighting above the space colony, all in an attempt to get to the laser itself, so the only thing you'll be looking at is the top of buildings, aka various shades of gray and brown. It's only when you take the fight into the city in Act 3 can you see some real colors, like you get to see the buildings closer, you got neon signs, whole ass train stations you can slide around in. Don't get me wrong, I was still having fun pretending I'm in a Warframe. It's just a damn shame the first couple of hours of the game blend together. Another thing this game kinda falls short in is the soundtrack, and that's something that really shouldn't be said for Platinum games.
Call me a heathen, this mad world is feeding my appetite for destruction and my reason. It's the last, you're feeling my trip. If you don't, you can feel your chest cavity split. It's a mad world. Better watch your step.
All the songs have this same generic like techno beat to it. Some minor nitpicks are the 2 escort missions, one where you're in a tunnel and you have to protect an armored truck, and another one where you're on a slow track and you have to outsnipe the spotlights. Yeah, I know there's only 2 of them in the game, but they tremendously slow down the game's pace, especially when a minute ago we were just doing this. At a certain point in the spotlight mission, I took them out too fast and didn't have anything to shoot. So I decided to speedrun cancer by smoking every single cigarette I had. Then when I ran out, I roundhouse kicked an ally and gave him brain damage. Remember kids, it's only an addiction if you get violent when you run out of the substance. Alright, back to the things that make my dick hard. Is the size and scale of the bosses. Granted, you are going to be fighting the same couple of bosses a few dozen times, but sliding under their legs and just barely dodging their attacks never gets old. After 4 hours of bullet timing and sliding, the game ends in Act 5 with the twist reveal that Spike and Hillary were planning to turn the laser back on and use it to nuke Russia back, mainly for economic war reasons.
Like the good old days after
9/11.
Spike sends the professor back to the lobby, and then we get this iconic scene.
San Francisco.
Go fuck yourself.
Now you gotta kill Sub-Zero. He takes you from arena to arena as he sends his waves of intelligent soldiers at you. He's pretty easy, he's more or less a giant bullet sponge. The final boss with Russian Eggman is pretty easy too. Even though you're in a 2v1,
You get in there and you kick that bitch's ass.
unfortunately the game ends with a wet fart for sequel bait, with Eggman getting away and Hillary going to a Juice WRLD concert. I really do love this game, and I'm glad that Platinum knew it was kind of a sleeper hit and re-released it alongside Bayonetta 1 for a 10th anniversary collection. I'm pretty sure if it was released back in 2010 with multiplayer, it would have been remembered by a lot more people. Apparently they didn't want to add a multiplayer mode because it would have taken away from the main experience. On one hand I understand, but on another this was 2010 era of shooters. The same year as Halo Reach, Bioshock 2, and Black Ops. Even then, a year beforehand in 2009, there was RE5, Left 4 Dead 2, and Modern Warfare 2. The market for co-op and multiplayer shooters wasn't oversaturated yet, but Platinum stuck to their guns and released their short but really fun shooter. Hopefully they'll realize the potential in a sequel one day and fully expand on the game's mechanics. Like, just imagine being able to slide and then jump and turn yourself into a drill or something. Or being able to slide off of walls and shit like you're in Warframe. I know it'll never happen, but I can still keep dreaming of what could be.
Thanks. You saved the others?
Yeah, they're already free.
They're lost. Those bindings felt great.
What the fuck?